Hello there. I'm going to show you how to get started with Pinterest and give you some basics on what you need to know to get started. And then at the end, I'm going to go through the process of making and scheduling some pins so you can see how that works. If you don't need that information, then you can just leave the video. If you want only that information, you can jump to that section. So first of all, we're going to talk about how to create your Pinterest account. So what you're going to want to do is just Google how to create a business account on Pinterest, and then you'll pull up this article and it'll give you all the steps on how to actually create your business account. I already have mine created, so I'm not going to go through the process, but I'll show you what it looks like. But you used to be able to have a linked account, like a personal account that was linked to a business account, but now they don't have that anymore. You just have either a business account or a personal account, or you can it'd be two separate accounts if you want to have a personal one as well. So this is going to talk to you about how to create a new business account or how to convert a personal account into a business account. I don't really think that there is any advantage to converting a personal account into a business account. If you haven't already posted a bunch of things that are related to your business on your Pinterest, then I really don't think it's a big deal to convert your personal account into a business account. So you can just get started with creating a business account and go through all those things. So when you first log into Pinterest, it's going to look like this. And everything that you need is over here in the business hub. This is where you can create your pins, create your boards, and also where you can look at your analytics. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to go to your profile. You get to the profile here by clicking on your picture. It's going to show you your profile, and what you're going to want to do, the first thing is to set up your profile. So put your photo, your name, make sure that your name talks about who you are and who you're for. And then in your about section, also include that as well. So I've talked about what do I do? I'm a business coach. Who do I work with? Creative entrepreneurs. I actually work with neurodivergent entrepreneurs too, which is a new niche of mine. So I'm going to put that in there. And then talk about a little bit about how you help them. So I have that in there. Then you're going to want to claim your website. So put your website in and then get it claimed. There is an article from Pinterest on how to claim your website. Just Google claim your website on Pinterest and make sure you go to the actual Pinterest article. That's going to give you the best, most up-to-date information on how to go through that process. Okay, so then you can change a lot of things here if you'd like to, but that's pretty much everything you're going to need to do on your profile. Just make sure you have your name, your photo, your about, and that type of thing. And then when you go back to your profile, you can also edit your cover picture. It's definitely a good idea to have a cover picture that represents your brand and that type of thing. Okay, now let's talk about getting started. So when you first get started, I don't know the exact number, but it's a good idea to have several boards with at least 20 pins already on each of the boards. So the boards on Pinterest are just different folders of things. So as a podcaster and a business coach, I'm gonna have different things that I speak on. So I have just general business tips for creative entrepreneurs. I have Dream Biz Podcast. I have free resources for creative entrepreneurs. And then I have folders that are different things that I talk about: business launch tips, systems and processes, business mindset tips, goal setting tips. And then all these ones that are personal, these are hidden boards because I don't have a personal account. So they're all hidden. So these aren't things that I really want people to see because these have nothing to do with my business. So these ones that don't have the little lock icon are the ones that I'm using. So you want to have 10 boards, and you also want to have one that is your business name. So I have one that's Christy Johnson Creative. So when you first go here, you're going to want to start by creating a board. So let's say that you are a private chef. So you may want to have some boards that are gluten-free recipes, or you can say kitchen tips for, busy moms or something. You could also do something that's meat-based recipes, or you could do vegetarian recipes. Just have different folders. And one way that you can look and kind of see what's popular on Pinterest is by going to your Pinterest hub which will happen if you just go to Pinterest.com. And you can see right here they have trends, and they'll tell you like what is trending right now. And okay, I don't want to see this right now. You can see all the top trends in the United States this month. And in general, you kind of want to start pinning these things like before the season starts. So these things people probably pinned like a couple months before the season started. But this just gives you an idea. Let's see if you can do recipes. And then you can see like what all the trends are: recipes for dinner, recipes with ground beef, recipes with chicken. You can see what people are kind of like searching. And then you can kind of base your boards off of that. Or another thing that you can do that I like to do is like go to my favorite creators and see what kind of boards they have. Take inspiration from that and see, okay, well, how do I want to arrange my boards in that same way? So once you go to, once you figure out what it is that you want to create, you're going to create your boards. And so let's call it, okay, they just gave me one, recipes to make. Let's make it more business related. Let's see. Let's do a graphic designer. Mood boards for fall inspired mood boards. Okay. Create. And then what you're going to want to do, oh, why am I on trends.pinterest.com? That's not what I wanted. I kind of went away. Let's see if I still have this board. Did it create protected boards? What does that mean? I don't know why it's protected. Maybe because there's not any pins yet. Okay, well, somehow I got into a weird section. Let's just delete this. Delete board. Okay, I'm gonna start over. Somehow I think something weird happened when I was on the Pinterest trends section. Okay, but I'm just in regular Pinterest. Okay, so I'm gonna create a board. I'm gonna call it Fall Inspired Mood Boards. And just create that. Okay, all right, so once you have this board created, you're gonna wanna go ahead and add 20 pins, even if they're from someone else, because you wanna get your boards filled. So I'm just gonna add 20 things that I think are related to fall inspired mood boards that I like. So I'm not gonna go through all 20 right here, but I'm just gonna save like 5, and you wanna do 20. And do that for like all 10 of your boards that you create and get up to about 20. And then what you can start doing is you'll be able to start pinning things to those different boards with the content that you create. So I just wanted to show you how you create a board and then add 20 pins to that board once you create it so that you have full things on your boards. I think I already mentioned this already, but just to make sure that you have a Pinterest board called your business name. That's really important. And just make sure that you have that. Okay, so let's talk about how to actually create a pin and get that scheduled. A couple things. In general, I have heard that right now it's best to create about 8 to 12 pins a day if you can, and Pinterest really likes them to be fresh pins, so like brand new pins and not just sharing the same exact image. Now a fresh pin, as far as I know, can be just where you're changing the colors or you're changing the font or you just change the photo. That is a new, that would be considered a fresh pin. I really did like using Tailwind. I used Tailwind for a while. It's cost about, I want to say like $14 a month. But what I really liked about Tailwind is they had Tailwind Create, which is an AI that helped me create pins fast and easily. So if you start really getting into that like 8 to 12 pins a day category, it's going to start to get overwhelming creating all those pins. So you may want to use Tailwind to easily create and schedule those pins, but that's a different topic. You don't have to use Tailwind. Let's say if you're just starting out, you want to just pin like 3 pins a week. Maybe start with something like that, see how that goes for you, and then once you feel good, try to bump that up to a pin a day, and then maybe try to get up to 5 pins a day. Then if you find that like Pinterest is really working for you, then you could see about getting Tailwind to just make that easier for you. I mean, obviously you can get Tailwind when you start, but it's just an extra expense. I found that I only was consistent with Pinterest for like 3 months. And so it wasn't really worth it for me and my business to continue using it because I just wasn't using it as much. But it may be something that I add on in the future if I find that Pinterest starts to be a big driver of traffic for me. Okay, so you want to make sure that your pins are fresh pins, you're posting new pins, and that type of thing. And make sure that you're kind of doing a mix between your boards that you have. So whatever categories that you have, so like systems and processes, business launch tips, marketing tips, I want to make sure that I have like a decent mix of things that I'm creating for those boards. Okay, let's talk about how to create a pin. So one of the easiest ways is to just go to Canva and type in Pinterest, and the Pinterest pins are 1,000 by 1,500 pixels. So you just go here and then let's look at some templates. So I want to create one for my Burnout Proof Your Business Toolkit. So I'm going to go with this one. I'm going to say Burnout Proof Business Toolkit. I'm going to put a photo of me, or this one's cute. That is a photo of me. And then I'm going to put www.christy. I don't need the www. I'm going to put the URL. That is the URL of my toolkit. I'm going to change the letter spacing so that it all fits. I also need to change it to my brand fonts. So let's see, I will do this one, and I'll do this one. I'm going to make this font a little bit smaller and the spacing a little bit smaller so it can fit on one line. And then I also want to make it my brand colors. So thankfully with Canva, you can have your brand colors easily. And I think that's good for now. So I'm going to do another one. Let's go to the design. And let's say I want to do one that shows the guide. So let's search for one. Yeah, maybe like something like this. So I can say Burnout Proof Your Business. Let's see. Toolkit to burnout proof your business. Okay. And then I'm going to go to my toolkit itself. I'm going to take a screenshot of the first page. I'm going to put that in Canva. And put it right there. Now I'm going to change these to my fonts. Yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and change them all and put my website. Okay, and then I'm going to make it my brand colors. Let's do purple for this one and tan for all these. And maybe I'll do yellow for this just to make it look a little bit different. Then I'll do my tan. And then I just like this. I'm going to make this bold because I like the way the bold font looks. I think I want it to be a little bit bigger. And just kind of move this around like that. Okay, that's good enough for me. Okay, I don't think I need to show you anything else, but you do want to do a little bit of a variety on your pins. And let's say you know how you want to do like fresh pins. So what you could do is duplicate this and just invert the colors. So make this purple, make this like another color, and then make this another one of your brand colors. It's a good idea to kind of like vary it. So that way you have different styles. And so these would all be considered fresh pins because they're slightly different. So I'm going to download these. Okay. And then I'm going to go back to Pinterest and I'm going to create pins. Now, I think you should be able to create multiple pins, but let's see. There is a way to create, to like upload multiple pins at once, I think. I'm not entirely sure how to do that. Let's see what happens. So I just grabbed all 3 of them and here we go. They're right here. Cool. Okay. So these go into your draft. So what you're going to want to do is give it a title, and it needs to be something that they're going to be searching. So you would want to do some keyword research on this. I'm not going to lie. I am lazy and I just use ChatGPT. So I'm going to say, hey, ChatGPT, I'm creating some Pinterest pins for my burnout proof your business toolkit. Can you give me some SEO worthy titles and descriptions for people to download it? Okay, so then I'm going to just take 3 of these that I like the best. Just caution you, this doesn't mean that there's actually any keyword research done. If you want the best results, keyword research is going to be a great thing to do. But that's a topic for another video. Okay, so I'm going to put this here. Now the link, this is important. I want to go directly to my download link, which is my landing page right here. So I want people to go straight to this page so that all they have to do is put in their name and get the toolkit. All right, let's do the second one. Oh, now I have to choose a board. I forgot about that. So let's go with, I'm realizing I need a whole new board. So if you ever feel like you need to create a board, then you can. So I'm going to say burnout, prevention and recovery for creative entrepreneur. Oops, okay. I only get 50 characters. There we go. Okay. And then that's pretty much it. So you can also schedule it to go later. So if you're going to do 3 a week, let's say I want this one to go, I could do tomorrow at 12. All right, then I can schedule it. Then let's go on to the next one. And let's do the second one. Oh, somehow this ended up being the same color as the other one. I don't know what happened there. So I'm just going to show you this one because it would be the same for this, but I'm just going to take the title, then the description, and then once again, my link. And this one I'm just going to put in my Christy Johnson Creative, which is my business name. Put that there. And then you could search for topics. It's not really, I don't know that it really helps a lot, but it could. Business, motivation maybe. Stress. Let's see. Mindset or nervous system. Yeah, something like that. Okay, and then I'm going to publish it at a later date. I'm going to do, let's go with October 2nd. It's a good idea to vary your times because people are active at like different times. And then I'm going to schedule that one. And then I'm going to not schedule this one because it looks like it kind of messed up. But you could schedule all 3 of your pins at once, which is really cool. Okay. let me go to your analytics and kind of like show you how that kind of works. If you want to go to your analytics overview, you can see all kinds of things. You can see, I have not been giving Pinterest love, so I have a lot of red arrows here. But what's really cool about the analytics is you can use this to inform your content. So you can look and see like what is your most popular content this month. So setting up your work from home schedule was really popular. Proven launch strategies to increase your sales was really popular. How to create a profitable launch plan was popular. So when I see these ones are getting popular, then I can know, oh, I should create some more content like that. Pin clicks are like a really good one. Because that's what you want. You want people to click on your pin. Outbound clicks means they're going to your website. That's really the most important thing. So I see that the most outbound clicks I'm getting are from this Discovering Your Passion worksheet, goal setting action plan. People really like worksheets and things. But this can really help you kind of like decide what types of contents you should be doing. You can also look at your audience insights and kind of see, what types of things they're interested in. You can also see, if you want to see like some analytics, like demographics about them, that's really cool. One thing I do like about Tailwind, if you ever use Tailwind, is it will tell you like the best times to post, and it will kind of create your schedule for you, which is really nice. But I don't think it is really important when you first get started. But if you are going to be devoting a lot of time to Pinterest, Tailwind is a really great tool. But I like to reduce the amount of tools in my life. So I only really recommend it like if you know that you're going to be spending a lot of time on Pinterest. Keep in mind that Pinterest does take anywhere from 6 to 12 months to kind of see a lot of results from it. So it is something that you do want to be consistent about and continually like posting new content, stick with your schedule, and then you'll start to see results within 6 to 12 months. Okay, I hope this was helpful. If you have any questions, let me know.